Well, welcome to Hashes and Numbers. I'm here, with my idiot co-host,
Hey, yo, restart that.
and today we're going to be talking about the Week 11 NFL slate. And then after that, we're going to get into some trivia again. Trivia Mondays is back. Before we do all that, though, let's get into the slate. We have Thursday Night Football. Patriots beat the Jets 27 to 14. Thoughts on that game?
Yeah, Drake May looks very good right now. And Trayvon got his first extended role a lot. 20 rushes around. He got a hat trick. And yeah, in my opinion, Jets offense wasn't that bad, but they just couldn't maintain the Patriots. Yeah.
Yeah, Patriots took care of business, and then Justin Fields is coming out being benched. So we'll be seeing Tyrod Taylor in the next coming weeks. Nothing much there. Patriots another pretty easy victory. We're gonna go to Madrid where the Dolphins beat the Commanders in overtime 16 to 13.
Mhm.
Thoughts on that early game?
Yeah, there's a lot of field goals this game, but I think this game was low key like a close fun matchup where Mariota low key looked good at times and Tua looked good. But I think this kind of like the Tua we all been waiting for. And yeah, the running game also looks good, which is positive for the Dolphins for next
This is one
upcoming
of
year.
those games where maybe we don't send the Dolphins or the Commanders back to any international games because this one's terrible. I feel bad for people who woke up to this one. This one was not a great game. Not a great representation of football. Dolphins got a win. Not a big win just because the Commanders aren't that great right now. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Just
I
let's
mean,
let's stick to some good football. Let's send some good teams over, right?
I mean that's true, but there's a lot of kicking like the other footy.
Yeah, I don't think they care about all that.
Yeah.
We'll get in next game, the Falcons and the Panthers. So Bryce
Mhm.
Young throws for a franchise record. And the Panthers win in overtime against the Falcons. Thoughts on that game?
Yeah, Bryce Young, like what you said, he balled out. And for the Falcons, I think they're up pretty big, but Penix was out. Penix got rolled out, I meant. And Drake London is day to day now with Penix being on IR season ending,
Hmm.
which is pretty tough for him. Yeah.
Yeah, this Panthers team continues to be really weird, but the Falcons, they don't have their first round pick, and now they're not going to be with their quarterback. Penix is out for the season or feared to be out for the season, so it's going to be Kirko for the rest of the year for the Falcons. Um, The Rams have that pick, so it might be a top 10 pick, maybe even a top 8, top 7 pick. Next, the Texans beat the Titans on a last second field goal as well. Um, Davis Mills started in this one. Any idea or thoughts on this one?
Yeah. I mean, Houston was moving down the field like a lot of this game. But it was just a lot of like costly mistakes, I think. I mean, I was box scoring, but they're on Tennessee side for a while. And Tennessee, they just couldn't move down the field from what I was watching.
Yeah, this is one of those classic cases of just a bad team like fighting. Titans, no one really expected to win this one, and they fought hard, but the Titans ultimately won that one.
Hmm.
Um, Last another field goal kick to win the game. The Bears beat the Vikings on a last second Carlos Santos field goal. Bears now lead the division. And I know you're flying high on this. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, am I just kind of like a hot take, I say, but the Bears are not in the full potential yet. Defensive side, Jalen Johnson, he's out, Kyler Gordon's out, and TJ Edwards out. You know, they're coming back in a week or two, which the defense will be flying high in my opinion, which already has been since they're the leading takeover team. And for the offensive side, I think Caleb's still getting used to the offense, but yeah, I just want to see a little bit more completion from him, but
Hmm.
that's pretty much it. And JJ McCarthy, it's not it for the Vikings.
Yeah, JJ continues to struggle with the Vikings. He had a great last drive, but the rest of the game it was terrible. He was overthrowing everything, throwing everything too hard. I will say I'm starting to get on the Bears right now, on the Bears train. I do like this team. The only issue right now is they're only favored in 2 games for the rest of the season. And I will say the Steelers game could be a trap game, right?
I mean,
the first game back the first game in first place, sole possession of first place, and with the backup QB for the Steelers, who's to say that they aren't better with Mason Rudolph? So that's what concerns me a little bit. They will be favored in this game, but we'll talk about that on Wednesday. But just looking at the rest of the schedule, the Bears are only going to be favored in one more game for the rest of the year. So yeah, I'm on the hype train for the Bears. I like the direction Ben Johnson is taking them, but like we kind of mentioned last week for the playoff contenders or not. I think the Bears are just happy to be in this situation right now in the first year. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Next, you got the Packers squeaking out a victory against the Giants. Jameis Winston, tried to, tried to reel him back in, but a couple turnovers at the end, hurt them. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah. I mean, Jameis Winston, he's always a solid backup in my opinion to have on the team. I mean, their offense wasn't bad. It's just the Packers offense finally rolling where Jordan Love looked pretty good this game. And yeah, the big
Hmm.
news is Josh Jacobs was out and he's week to week, right?
Hmm.
Which is he an IR candidate
I think they call him week to week right now.
with Emmanuel Wilson to get more touches, but I think, Emmanuel Wilson will ball out. Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying that Jacobs avoided any major injuries, so it's just going to be a pain management. I don't think anything's structurally wrong. No ligaments are torn. Um, I'm not going to be surprised if they do rule him out for a week or two, but
Hmm.
it seems pretty good news on the Packers side in terms of Jacobs and the Giants. James is going to give you some fun games, but I think they'd rather lose right now than win. So pretty good outcome for both teams.
Yeah.
One of the two blowouts in this early slate, the Chargers get dismantled by the Jaguars. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I expected this. The Chargers are not a good team in my opinion, Just all the O-line being out and Justin Herbert running for his life. Where then he got injured, I'm pretty sure he missed like the whole game. And their offense running is very inconsistent with Kimani Vidal. Where I mean, Chargers offense are low key like solid. It's just the injuries and inconsistency wise. And for the Jaguars, they just find a way to win games, in my opinion, with Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna suck for the Jaguars because right now, if you're looking at the playoff position, this win against the Chargers and win against the Chiefs are gonna be big, but the Jaguars are gonna have to really maintain like this level of play, and with the injuries that they're dealing with, um, it's possible that the Jaguars are gonna be the last team out, even with both the tiebreakers. But a good victory for the Jaguars. I'm out on them though. I just think. Right now, the Jaguars are also too banged up, but it's a good win against the banged up Charger squad. We'll see how that one goes, but
I
yeah,
mean,
I like the running game there in that game.
yeah. Talking about the Jaguars kind of more like deeply, there's remaining schedule's pretty easy to be honest,
Do you
if
like
you
them
look
over
at
the
it.
Texans?
Yeah,
I
probably.
think I think I'll take the Texans defense in that one.
I mean, they're going against Cardinals, right? Titans, and
Okay.
then the Jets,
The
and
Jets
then
with Tyrod Taylor though is different than the Jets with Justin Fields, in my opinion.
I don't know. I trust that's like five easy, like winnable games in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, I will say they do have winnable games. I just don't
Hmm.
think like the level of play right now is consistent enough, right? I mean, they
Hmm.
blew a big lead to the Texans, right? They took the Raiders to overtime and a 2-point conversion, right?
Yeah.
Before that, they lost back-to-back games. So I mean, right now you're without both your top two receivers. I mean, I don't know where Jacoby Myers like fits in there, but this Cardinals game in Arizona could be a trap game, right? The Titans, do you think the Titans are a one-loss team for the rest of the year?
No.
Or a one-win team, sorry, a one-win team for the rest of the year?
Maybe one or two more win.
Right. So I mean, the Jaguars are a team that like within the division you steal one there, but I just think the Jaguars right now, like they have the wins right now to contend. It's just they also have bad losses that may come back to bite them.
Yeah.
Another one, Buffalo beats the Buccaneers. This was a closer game, but it kind of got, out of hand late. The Bills win 44-32. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, everybody was hating on Josh Allen. Or not hating, but like what's the correct word? Like not downgrade, like not expected, but Josh Allen finally shows the level of play that he's comfortable with, and yeah, he just balled out. I thought Josh Allen was struggling at first because he had two interceptions to begin the game with, but yeah, and for the Buccaneers wise, Baker Mayfield just looks good, and Sean Tucker had a career day against
Hmm.
the Bills. Run defense was just continuing to struggle. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit both the main takeaways. Josh Allen's insane, right? I mean, he's showing why he won. He was a contender for the MVP. You can debate whether or not he should have won it, but you can't doubt that he was one of the top two quarterbacks last year.
Mhm.
And then this Bills run defense. I mean, yeah, they won the game, and if Josh Allen doesn't go superhuman, right, you can argue like, do they still win this game? But when it comes down to the playoffs, it's going to be can they stop the run? And if you go against the Colts team, right, or if you go against the Broncos, or if you go against some of the other teams out there, giving up a lot of running game, there's not going to be a good recipe for success.
Yeah.
And then the only other blowout in the slate, the Steelers blow out the Bengals. The Bengals look terrible. Steelers get back on track, especially with Mason Rudolph. There's something there that I'll let you go first, but there's something there with the Steelers that I'm interested in.
Yeah. I didn't expect this game. I look-key kind of expect the more high-powered offense, but the defense continues struggles to Bengals. And yeah, the Steelers have winning a crucial game in my opinion for them.
Hmm. Um, Mason Rudolph came in and was 12 of 16 for 127 and a touchdown, right?
Hmm.
Did not take a sack. And I think it's weird, but I like the Steelers offense with Mason Rudolph a little bit. It seems like Aaron Rodgers is kind of playing like old school, like get the ball out early, while Mason Rudolph is still kind of gunslinging a little bit. And obviously, it's maybe a 1 week thing. You're coming in, the Bengals aren't really prepared. But I'm interested to see against the Bears defense, where JJ did look bad, but he also looked good, right? Mason might throw a pick or two, right? But he
Yeah.
has that tendency where it's like, okay, but you're never out of the game. And I wonder if the Steelers offense looks better this week, especially, with Mason Rudolph, a backup quarterback, right? Just something that I'm thinking about, but I do think the Steelers team looked great in the win against the Bengals to redeem that Thursday night game.
Yeah.
A clash of the NFC West. You got the Rams beating the Seahawks on the last second field goal. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Seahawks will keep play great despite the interceptions. Those are the only thing that costed them, and I mean, they're moving down the field a lot, in my opinion. It's just the interception, but for the
Mhm.
Rams, I think their offense struggled to set those three touchdowns where they had like the short field advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this game kind of came down to like the defenses and the ability to force turnovers, right? I
Hmm.
think the Rams' ability to get the interceptions, right? Even though they let the Seahawks go down the field, right? Being able to turn the ball over and then force field goals allowed them to kind of maintain their lead. The Seahawks, right? They were able to drive the field a couple times, but they had to settle for field goals. They got one touchdown late in that game, but the Seahawks defense really kind of stopped the Rams, but they also allowed a few touchdown drives, right?
I
Um,
mean, it's short field though, kind of
Yeah, short
slow.
field, but that's probably like partly like the Rams defense, right? I mean, the Seahawks, yeah, they gave up touchdowns, and I don't know like how much of them would have been touchdowns if they weren't short field, right? There was
Yeah.
one touchdown drive where it was like a long Kyron run, so I'm assuming that one's going further if there wasn't the end zone, if they didn't score there.
Hmm.
But the Seahawks being able to keep in the game despite the turnovers and to have a last second field goal and a great punt from the Rams kicker to make out to drive the whole field
Yeah.
ultimately cost them. But it was a good game. It lived up to the hype. Defenses lived up to the hype. Really entertaining game.
Hmm.
Non-entertaining game in the same division. The Niners came out firing and blew out the Cardinals. Cardinals gave up 40 again in back-to-back weeks. Thoughts on that one?
Yeah. Brock Purdy first came back. He shows that, he's a good quarterback for this team. Where CMC bought out once again and Pearsall and Jennings is back on the same field. Yeah.
Hmm.
But for the Cardinals, Jacoby Brissett, he looks like the future quarterback in my opinion. Maybe potentially with 450 yards.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett actually broke an NFL record for most completions in a game, um, which isn't a stat that you really care about in a loss, but it's just something interesting to think about. And Michael Wilson had a great game with Marvin Harrison Jr. out. I think he had like 180 yards or something.
Yeah.
Um, so that's pretty cool. Um, Niners continue to stay, in the division, right? Still in the playoff hunt. So good one for the Niners. Cardinals, I mean, they did say that Kyler Murray's gonna be out for the year or gonna be placed on IR. So you wonder, same like you said, if they're moving away from Kyler.
hmm
The Ravens squeak out a victory in Cleveland. A much closer game than many would have expected, but what are your takeaways from this one?
This is a loss for the the Ravens team, in my opinion. Lamar didn't look great, and the offense in general just didn't look great. Where, in my opinion, they should have blown out the Browns. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, this game kind of went as how I expected. I mean, the Browns defense at home is elite. They're one of the best units in the NFL at home. And it's not surprising in my opinion that like the Ravens couldn't score, right? I mean, the Ravens defense did hold the Browns a little bit, right? With Shadur coming in, that kind of sealed the fate with the Browns, right?
mhm.
Dylan Gabriel did, come out with the lead, and then Shadur did. I mean, I'm not gonna put this blame on Shadur, but he didn't play great, and they did blow the lead. So the media is going to be out there talking about that. But in terms of defense, I did think the Browns defense played like how I expected them to. Just maybe give a few more points than I thought.
Yeah, I think Shador, will ball out next game, in my opinion.
I highly doubt that. But I mean, okay, let's talk about it. What makes you think that he will ball out? Just given the
I
performance of
mean,
this, the
I
Ravens defense
mean,
isn't the best defense out here. So we're not acting like, oh, he was
I mean,
playing
Ro- I
the
don't
Rams or
know.
something.
I like the Ravens defense in my opinion, but know, he didn't get much first team rep. Where this week, he'll build the chemistry and he'll just get first team rep, which is crucial in my opinion.
Do you think the week of first team reps is that important?
Yeah, for sure. And against the Raiders upcoming,
Hmm.
yeah, I think he'll throw at least for 250.
Again, what makes you think like it's 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 in
I mean,
there? I don't know.
yeah,
I mean, going
he
back to
might.
Colorado, from watching him at Colorado, right?
Mhm.
He needs a number one receiver. It doesn't. I mean, he couldn't. He was not great when he threw to his other options, and that was his main takeaway into the draft. Like, hey, when you take away his first option, he looks clueless out there, right?
Yeah,
What are your thoughts? Like, do you think the Browns' offense is that great where they can support, Shadur?
I wouldn't say that great, but he's a gunslinger. I think he'll,
I mean, you watched him in Colorado. Do you think that that's the play style that will fit the Browns system?
huh?
Like honestly, you watched him at Colorado where he would just take bombs and then get beat by
Yeah,
Kansas, right?
yeah.
Do you think that's gonna be successful next week against the Raiders?
I think he'll work against the Raiders. Yeah, I think the Raiders gave up like multiple big plays in my opinion.
To who?
To like to like players like Cedric Tillman.
Cedric Tillman? No disrespect
Yeah,
to Cedric Tillman. We're talking about Cedric Tillman.
yeah, or Jerry Judy.
Jerry Judy's one thing, okay? But Jerry Judy hasn't been great this year.
Yeah,
Cedric Tillman?
yeah.
What did Cedric Tillman do?
I just have a feeling that either Cedric Tillman or Jerry Judy will go off. But
Yeah, all three catches of Cedric Tillman really showed you that, huh? I mean, this is just bias right here. Like, take away the bias. I mean, this is this is like saying, oh, Will Levis, I bet you Will Levis is gonna ball out next week.
I mean, nah.
They play the exact same way.
I mean that's true. Yeah.
I mean, maybe Shadur has a little more athleticism, but he still doesn't run very well, right?
hmm I mean, I'll go something with Shador next or this upcoming week for my bold
All
take
right. I
tomorrow.
mean, we'll
Yeah,
see, but there's a reason why he fell to the fifth round.
that's more of a what is called personal issue in my opinion. But
A
yeah,
personal issue? What
It-
personal issue?
like his attitude and stuff. But
What attitude? Didn't seem like he had a bad attitude.
I don't know. From what I'm hearing, like I heard that like he told like some team to not draft him, like the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like that type of stuff.
Right,
Like
because the Ravens were taking him in the first round.
nah, but I think he should have felt in like top three. But
The top three?
pick, I mean round.
Okay, cool. A third rounder. Wow. He's in the Dylan Gabriel realm. Is that what you're saying? Oh, he liked Dylan Gabriel
He should have won like one through two.
in the
But
second round?
hmm
Which team? Because I'm telling you the Ravens weren't drafting him with the second round pick.
the Jets.
The Jets.
Yeah.
The Jets weren't drafting a quarterback. I mean, they signed Justin Fields.
Yeah, that's I mean that's true.
Let's spend money on a quarterback, and you know what? Let's draft another quarterback. I
I don't know.
mean, you tell me, where do you think he was gonna go?
I mean, looking at the teams, actually the Browns team makes sense though, kinda.
In the fifth
Mm,
round, though, they took another quarterback over him. If they
okay,
really thought he was that much of a personality issue, why would they take him if they already drafted a quarterback?
I mean that's true. Who could have took a quarterback? I don't know. I mean, New York was a team potentially.
Right, and they passed on him, which is exactly my point. Didn't he have shoes, cleats that like had the Giants colors on it?
I don't even know.
I mean, if the Giants passed on him twice, the Saints
Uh,
passed on him. They took Tyler Shuck, Unk over here,
yeah.
right? I mean, what's there in New Orleans that's like a big personal issue, like a personality issue, like, oh, he's gonna be complaining that he's only getting the first team reps in the Saints?
Nah.
I just don't know. I mean, I like Shadur. It's just the hype on him is it's confusing to me. I mean, he comes out 4-16, right? Throws a pick, and people are saying, "Oh, it's because it's the first team reps." I don't think it's because of the first team reps. Baker Mayfield came in on no reps at all, and he led a game-winning drive. So, if you're an NFL player, I feel like making an open pass, I mean, at least be like 50%. I
I
understand
mean,
if
I
you
mean
missed an
some.
out route.
I mean, from what I was watching, so, like the Browns player was dropping like some wide open passes, which is some of
I feel like you
that.
gotta hit your target a little bit better. I watched that game too. I feel like you gotta, be able to
I
make
mean,
make some
I mean,
passes.
as a wide receiver, wide receiver, if the ball's on two of your hands at least, you gotta catch it, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Then you and I got completely different ideas. Because I think as a quarterback, if the ball's behind the receiver, you threw a bad ball.
I mean that too. But
But
if
the receiver put hands on it. If you don't try, you're a bad teammate as a receiver, right?
yeah,
But if you do put your hands on it and it's behind you and you drop it, right? Whose fault is it?
I mean, if two of your hands there, I mean, and
Yeah, I mean, okay, you run full speed one way, okay, and a ball's behind you. Are you going to try to catch that ball?
yeah,
So how do you try to catch a ball? You put two hands on there, right?
hmm
So if you put two hands on a ball there and you're gonna get the blame because you tried to catch a ball, then something's wrong. It's the same idea. If the receiver runs a wrong route, right, and the quarterback throws a pick, whose fault is it?
wide receiver,
Right. It's the same thing. If you're a quarterback and you throw a ball low, right, and a
yeah,
receiver tries to dive to make a catch and he puts two hands on it, I'm not saying
hmm
the receiver should have made the catch, but quarterback could have thrown a better ball. That's all I'm saying.
I see.
All right, we move on to the last game in the middle slate. The Broncos defeat the Chiefs. Broncos put themselves in a very favorable position to win that division. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, he kind of played good, but he was getting pressured the whole time. Like what you mentioned in the preview, he was gonna take a lot of short passes, which he did, but at the end, he was just getting a little bit panicked, which ended up making him throw an interception, and I'm pretty sure the Broncos scored like right after that drive. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, Bo
uh,
Nix wise, I think he kind of balled out too, just clutch and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. The clutch I'm not going to argue with. I'll continue to say Bo Nix does. I mean, I don't know if Bo Nix is the quarterback of the like a franchise QB, if you know what I'm saying. I think he's a quality quarterback. I think he's good for what the Broncos do. But I do think, right, like Bo Nix is dependent on the system. And it's not a problem. Like if you have the right system, I think any quarterback can be great.
Hmm.
But I think Bo Nix is dependent on that system. He had a decent game, no touchdowns, no interceptions, which helps, right? Um, but at the end of the day, the Broncos continue to find ways to win. I'm just concerned about them in the playoffs. Um, More so just because like they're playing tight games, right? And if it comes down to it, right, in the playoffs, can you blow out a team and give your guys reps rest versus having to play these hard games, especially if you're a 1 seed or 2 seed.
Yeah, I could see your point.
And then the last game of the slate, the Eagles grind out a victory against the Lions. I'll let you go first because I got some fun text during the game from you. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, the Jared Goff is so bad under pressure. I mean, if you look at like the stats wise, he had 250 yards, but Amon Ra was targeted 13 times, which
Hmm.
makes sense since they're going against a quality like one of the best teams. But the sad thing is, he only got two catches. For the Eagles, like for the Eagles in general, their defense looks a lot better with Jalen Phillips being involved, you know.
Hmm.
But offensively, Jalen Hurts got to step up a bit more, and Saquon Barkley is starting to get it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I will say I think Jalen Hurts. I don't know. I mean, he took some more shots this game, which I think is really nice. Really good. The Eagles just, I guess they play like shorten the game football, but it's just weird to see him on prime time like having punting so much, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Um, I feel like in December and January, it'll fix itself where the Eagles might be able to kind of air it out a little bit, kind of be able
Yeah,
to use everyone more, like open up the playbook. But it just seems like this offense is so like restricted right now, and I don't know if
that's
it's just
that's what
what.
like the Eagles do, in my opinion. Just in the playbook, I mean, the playoff they open the playbook
Yeah.
even more.
Yeah, I mean, but that kind of brings the issue. Like, if you're not doing it in the games, how do you know if like a certain play is going to work? But I trust the Eagles to win. The Lions were really stymied on offense. Jared Goff did not look great, but yeah, shout out to the Eagles.
Yeah. What was
Um,
the text? What was the text? That.
yeah, I'll share some of these texts. During this game, I got a text from a certain individual who may or may not support the Eagles saying, um, hold up, let me see. This is not watchable. Bruh, this Eagles offense. Let's see. I'm stressing right now.
Yeah, I wonder who that is.
And bro, this is actually pissing me off, bro. Please, Eagles.
Yeah, interesting.
Uh,
So,
Excuse the language, but you dumb effer.
huh?
It says, LMFL, you dumb effer.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
Um, Bro, throw the ball correctly.
Threw the ball correctly. It's
So
crazy.
somebody didn't like Jalen Hurts' performance last game, but
Yeah, I wonder who that is.
either way, we move on. Any thoughts on this Sunday night game? Or just Monday night game?
Sunday night game.
Sorry, Monday night game.
Yeah. It's what are the teams?
Cowboys Raiders. Damn, bro, I don't even know the teams.
My internet was lagging. Hold up. You said Cowboys and Raiders, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Raiders with Geno Smith starting to look a little bit better in my opinion. They're able to score some point up against the struggling Cowboys defense, but at the end, I just think the Cowboys offense is, one of the best team or one of the best offense. So I'll bring the
Hmm.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else?
Well, that's pretty much it.
All right. We'll catch you guys on Wednesday. See ya.
Yeah, see ya.